Hi, everybody. It is TTrekkie. Oh my gosh, I can't remember the last time I ever went live. Must have been sometime last year, probably. So I'm not expecting a ton of viewers today because I have been pretty quiet for about the last year and a half, I would say. Did want to come on if you've been following a few of my posts lately, I said that there was going to be a special announcement coming on December 1st, and alas, it is December 1st, at least where I am right now. And so today there's going to be a special announcement. Oh, lovely. We do have some people that are showing up. That's awesome. Let me get this chat up in the stream here. Yay! So if you don't know, I got to see Dramadork 884 at STLV this year, so that was very exciting for me. But welcome everyone that's on the stream today. And I hate to make you wait a little bit longer, but this is actually just a pre-stream to the actual announcement that's going to be happening this evening. So I'm sorry to make you wait for a little bit to be able to get that announcement, but wanted to come on, talk with you guys a little bit about what I have been up to, what I have been doing, and then kind of get you excited for the announcement tonight. If anyone hasn't seen that I am making a special announcement, I've kind of been dropping some hints the last week or two about how the content might be changing, which is interesting because I actually haven't put out much content lately, but that new content is on the way and that content might be changing a little bit. So that's kind of what I'm going to be talking about today. Dramadork 884 was so fun to finally hang out in person. Speaking about STLV, I did have the chance to go to STLV this last year after a long time of not being able to go. So it was very exciting for me. Also, Force of B-Man is here. That's my husband. So thanks for popping in and supporting the stream today. But yes, it was so great to be able to be back at STLV this last year after, oh my gosh, what it had been. Last time I went was 2018 before this year. So it had been a really long time since I had attended, and I sorely needed a meetup with some of my Star Trek besties. So also all the people that I've met in this Star Trek online world, this virtual world, then getting to meet them in person is always really, really a great moment. So a few things that I want to talk about today. If you haven't already seen the ticker on the bottom of the screen, as usual, around this time of year, I always do a holiday card campaign. And so each year I send out hundreds of holiday cards to fans and friends around the world just to kind of spread the joy a little bit. I have always been a person who's loved to get handwritten cards in the mail. Just to go into the mailbox and have something that's not a bill is really great. So if you want to be a part of this holiday card campaign, it is absolutely free to sign up. You can do so in all of my profiles. There's going to be a link for you to be able to sign up there. It's a Google form that you'll fill out. I don't retain any of that information. So after I write the card, I delete the entry. And so there's no address or email information that is saved any further than that. And so if you'd like to receive, just usually I'll send a little card and have a little message and might add a little goodie in there. Otherwise, e-cards are totally fine. If you're more comfortable with email, that's okay too. But it's something I've done the last few years that I've always loved to be able to send out a little bit of holiday joy your way. So if anyone is interested in that, check out my profiles and sign up for that. You'll notice that we're in a different space. The reason that being because the last time I probably streamed was when I was still living in Japan. So it's been quite a while. Let's see, the Sergeant Sunshine is on. So that's awesome. Thank you for joining me today. I won't be on super long today, so I'm just mentioning a few things and then hyping up the announcement that's going to be happening later today. But this is a new space. Well, not new to me, but new to you guys. I haven't streamed in a really, really long time. So this is our new space that now that we're living in Wisconsin and not in Japan anymore. And so I've kind of put some stuff together. I'm in the process of putting up some figures. My husband has quite a collection and I have some too. And then getting some posters up. So it'll be a little bit more Star Trek in here. My last place that I streamed, I had stuff all over the walls. And so that's kind of what I'm trying to to get into again. So we'll get there. But welcome to the new space. And then also just welcome back to some TTrekkie content. And that's kind of what I want to get into next. I'm very excited. I have something very special planned for everybody tonight. December 1st, it's not the new year, but it is a new month. And so it's time to announce some TTrekkie updates. And I don't want to get into it too much because the announcement's tonight, but I will tell you this. So the last year and a half or so, I've kind of been transitioning to being here in Wisconsin, moving everything, getting settled, getting a new job, starting my life over. If you didn't already know, my husband is an active duty military member, so we move around a lot. And so every time that we get a new station, we have to start life over again and meet new friends and get new jobs and live in new places. So that's why I haven't been streaming very much, but I am excited to announce that I will be doing some more content in this next month and next year and that year to come. And it's going to be a little bit different than what you've seen from me previously. Still along the same lines, but a little bit different. And I won't get into that because I'll announce that tonight. But something exciting that is going to be happening within the next week or so is that I will be traveling to the Comic-Con Okinawa in Okinawa, Japan. It was something I was very lucky to be able to be involved in when we did live in Okinawa. It's an awesome event every year that Marine Corps Community Services puts on and does this awesome, huge event for those military members that live overseas that might not be able to go to Comic-Con in the United States. And so they bring in vendors, they bring in talent. I was lucky enough when I lived there to be brought on to be the master of ceremonies. So I help run the programming, coordinate the programming, interview the talent, and just make sure the flow show is working. And then also when we moved here, I was invited back to be able to do that still. So I'm going to be traveling in the next week or so to get ready to go to Japan. I see Rick Mitchell is in attendance. That's my dad. So that's very exciting that you're coming on to support me. So thanks. But yes, in the next few weeks or so, I'm going to be headed off to there. I'm going to be posting a lot of information about what I am doing at Comic-Con Okinawa. And if any of my friends or followers are watching or are in town or in Okinawa or are flying into Okinawa, please make some time, set some time aside to meet up and we can talk about all the fun pop culture goodness. So I will be on stage running all sorts of programming and events, but I will definitely make time to say hi to all the good friends, the pop culture friends. So that is something I'm going to be doing in the next week or so. So you're going to be seeing a lot of content about that. The next thing that I want to talk about is the fact that Star Trek Las Vegas was this last year and I had a chance to go, but I will be returning to Star Trek Las Vegas in 2026. So very exciting. Have booked my tickets. They've been going super fast. Yes, at the Rio, that's correct. So the tickets have been selling really fast because obviously it's an anniversary year. There's a lot of exciting programming coming up, but for anyone that's watching that will be attending Star Trek Las Vegas in 2026, I will be there. And if I haven't already, if our paths haven't already crossed, I'd be very excited to meet up and say hi. Also, I wasn't able to attend Star Trek Chicago this last weekend, but I did hear a lot of really good things about it. I am excited to talk a little bit more with people that attended and see it. It just wasn't able to work into my schedule. It's been kind of busy lately. I did attend in 2024 when it was in September, and then they moved it to November this year, and it just didn't quite work out for me. But Dramadork884 says, got STLV tickets too. Yes, if you are interested in attending STLV 2026, those tickets are going fast. So you'll want to make sure to get them as soon as you can. And then also probably try to figure out where you're going to stay. Just because the Rio is already booked. There's a lot of people that have already been seeing on all the Star Trek Las Vegas pages that they already have their rooms, whether that be like Rio or Gold Coast is another easy place to stay. That's not too far away, but they're going fast. If you look at the ticket map, now, of course, if you're thinking you want to do general admission, that's totally fine. But if you're wanting like copper or captain's chair, any of that stuff, there's like already only a few tickets left, which is crazy. Last year, I got my ticket only like a month or two beforehand because I wasn't quite sure if I was going to make it, but then was able to. So this year can't do that same thing because I think those tickets are going to be gone by the time that we get closer to the convention. So we'll be attending STLV 2026. If you're going to be there, that's awesome. If not, I will make lots of posts so that you can live vicariously. That's something when I was living in Japan that I always valued because I wasn't able to go to all the conventions while we were living there. So when people were posting pictures and videos and, even the breakdowns where they'd sit down with someone who attended, or they would like write up a thing about how they attended. It's hard to look from the outside in and wish that you were there. But when you're reading about things like that and you're seeing posts like that, it helps you feel a little bit closer to all the magic. So thank you to all the people who always post about their convention experiences. Next thing that I want to talk about, and like I said, I'm not on stream for very long today, so I won't be here super long, but next thing that I want to talk about is not necessarily Star Trek related. This is actually a question that I have for a lot of you that I kind of want to get into your brain. I kind of want to get you thinking about. So I have spoken in the past that I do work with teenagers. That's part of my job. And of course, I am always looking for fun ways to get them involved in the pop culture space. And I want to try to do this not in a way where I feel like I'm forcing them to love pop culture and science fiction and fantasy and all of that, but in an organic way so that they can connect with these franchises that they might not, sometimes you're opening their minds to a new franchise and other times they're already coming in having a love of it. But over the past, I don't know, what is it now, 7 some years that I have been working with teenagers, I have been trying to come up, and I've been doing awesome things, but also I'm always open to new feedback and ideas for programming for teenagers to help get them involved in these pop culture spaces. So if you have any ideas about how you would like to involve pop culture in programming, whether that be if any of you have run obviously a Dungeons and Dragons club or activity, we're kind of doing a little bit of that. We're doing a little bit of other TTRPG stuff. We're looking to start a TCG club, so doing stuff like Magic the Gathering. Pokemon is obviously a huge one, but even Star Wars Unlimited, Yu-Gi-Oh, all of that stuff. Totally okay with that. We do have access to technology like 3D printing and virtual reality. So been trying to get us involved there with 3D printing minis, painting minis, map making, all of that stuff. So there's a huge potential to get teens interested in this space, and not just because it's only their, this is the side thing that I like. So I talk about this a lot, and I don't want to get too much in a tangent, but I grew up as a nerd, and I don't think of nerd as a derogatory term. I think of nerd as something I'm proud to be. I love these franchises, and they've become a core part of who I am. And I'm not sad to say it. People are like, oh, do you feel like that's, do you talk about that normally? I'm like, yes. I come online and go on stream and talk about how much I love it. There's no embarrassment there. There's no apprehension about me mentioning that I'm a nerd. It's literally when I introduce myself about the first thing that I'd like to say. So along with that, there is a huge potential not just to like it because it's fun. And of course you can have it as your side hobby. You can like it, you can enjoy it, you can watch it. You don't have to talk about it like this. You don't have to cosplay. You don't have to go crazy if you don't want to. But there is also the potential. Now I'm looking back at little kid TTrekkie and saying, oh, she never thought that she would be doing this, talking to people about this, going to conventions. Not only that, but getting hired to come host and run conventions, to be a part of that on a bigger scale, to be able to talk about pop culture and get paid for it. There is certainly a huge potential there. Or even for teens or kids that are interested in getting involved in the entertainment industry, whether that be sound, animation, acting, all of that. So there's so much more behind, oh, I just like this thing. I want to open the teenagers' minds to the fact that it can be a profitable enjoyment. And they can take that passion and fuel it to be able to do something amazing. So that's my spiel. If you have any connections or interests or programming ideas or anything in that realm, please reach out. I would love to collaborate and be able to bring some of that stuff to the teens that they might not have ever had a chance to do. So that's my soapbox. Let me get off of it now. But let's see. BassJ44 says, yo, your streams are actually fire. Would be cool to play together. Hit me up on Discord. Okay, that would be awesome. My husband, I don't know if he's still on stream, but he'll profess to me not being the best gamer, but I can totally try. Always okay to try. C3 Carpenter, all right, you're set up. Let's get you on the podcast. Oh my gosh. He has been trying to get me on this podcast for a long time, and I have been so busy. So I am trying my best to get on there and be able to talk a little bit more about Star Trek and pop culture. So I will get a hold of you. Force a B, man. My husband's still around. Try making it a rewards program for the kids. Have events to do it, and if they participate, they get points. After getting a certain amount of points, they get to pick an event of their choosing to host. Oh, that's interesting. That's actually a great idea. We already kind of do an incentive-based programming with the teens right now, but this is another way to involve that. Appreciate that. I think there is certainly a potential to tap into event programming that's catered perhaps monthly or quarterly to a specific teen pop culture interest. Even at the local high schools, they have all of these specific clubs. A few at our local high schools that I think are great. They do have a paranormal club that meets and goes into all the spooky, which I'm sure would freak me out. They even go around town, I'm sure in all these different places, but in our town they have like a haunted tour where you can go on to all these different places in our city in Wisconsin and be able to see all these haunted places. So that's definitely something that they do. They also, do all the spooky ghost stories and stuff like that, which would keep me up at night. But cool that they have Paranormal Club. K-pop Club has also been really popular lately. Really, really great to have that. Of course, I'm working with teenagers. I can't count the number of times that I have watched K-pop Demon Hunters because that's what they choose to watch. I'm pretty sure I know that backwards and forwards now, which originally wasn't quite sure if I was going to like it. That is fire. K-pop Demon Hunters is fire. I'm going to say it on stream and I'm going to let it be. But definitely something that I would not, when I was a kid, there was no K-pop club. There was no paranormal club. There was none of that stuff. So Dungeons and Dragons, there's all sorts of clubs around that they do for that and meetups that they do for that. So hoping at some point to try to be a dungeon master. I've played in multiple campaigns. Haven't quite took that leap yet, but I've been certainly encouraged to. I'm also planning on starting up a Star Trek Adventures campaign with some friends soon, so that'll be exciting. Might be some of that content that I was talking about that you might be seeing, so don't want to say too much about that. But yeah, we are just about rolling around 20 minutes, and so I wanted to end this stream. Like I said, it's not long. I want to end this stream with talking about tonight. So tonight, I'm going to be making a special announcement as it is December 1st. TTrekkie, what I have called myself for the last, oh my gosh, how long have I been calling myself? TTrekkie has existed since I think I was 18. And I don't want to age myself, but that was a long time ago. So TTrekkie is going to be changing a little bit. And I think it has been moving in this direction for a while. I've had a chance after kind of sitting back and not making a whole lot of content to think more about what I want to do as a content creator. Ramona the Nerd says, not sure if I've ever known what the T stands for TTrekkie. Well, great. I'm so glad you asked. Let me tell you. When I was... it started off as a one thing and then morphed into another thing. So stick with me. When I was about 18, that was the first time I ever went to a convention. I had always wanted to go to one. had never kind of taken the leap to go to one. And so when I was 18, I had just, I can't remember if I had I must have just graduated. And it was the summer between when I graduated and when I started college. And I had the chance to go to Wizard World Chicago. It's no longer called Wizard World. But I had the chance to go to, and I mean, now it's Fan Expo. It's not Wizard World anymore. But for those of you that were around a while ago going to conventions, it's called Wizard World. And I went and wore my Star Trek costume, which I still have and it still fits, which is wild to me. I wore TNG red, which of course everyone automatically says, oh no, you're red shirt. I'm like, no, wrong era, but you do you. So the first time I'd ever gone, took pictures, had a great time, bought a ton of stuff, went wild, crazy, right? As everyone, I feel like the first convention you go to, it's mind-blowing and you just want to go crazy and get everything. After that, I had the chance to walk around and connect with so many people, whether they were cosplayers or content creators or vendors. And I was like, there's no way I can't talk about this on the internet. I'm too excited about it to not talk about this on the internet. So I decided to create a social media platform that was revolved around, at that point, Star Trek, because I'm a big Trekkie. I'm a huge nerd of many things, not just Star Trek, but Star Trek is the big one, I would say. Okay. Had that experience, right? Said I want to be on the internet. I want to talk about this. I want to be a content creator, not full time, and I've never done it full time, but just as a fun thing, right? All right. Then I was like, need to come up with a creative name of what I'm going to call myself. Trekkie was already taken, obviously. That's probably the first thing someone thinks about when they're typing in a username and they want it to be Star Trek related. Trekker, Trekkie, all those things, right? So Trekkie was already taken. That was not an option. But I was 18 and I was like, okay, I also kind of want to differentiate myself in the content creating world because I might not be, I might not be a professional. I'm just starting off at this and I want people to know that I am coming into this maybe with a different perspective because I am a younger person, or I was a younger person at that time. Wish I could rewind a little bit, but so I started off as being the teenage Trekkie. TTrekkie, teenage Trekkie. So that's where that came from. And I'm sorry for that long-winded answer, but I wanted to give you some backstory. And I called myself the Teenage Trekkie because I wanted people to understand that I was not a professional in this space. I have not been reviewing Star Trek for 8 million years. I don't know all the star dates and ship's registry numbers and all of those things. I still don't know all of those things, and it doesn't bother me. Because sometimes you can encounter people in the social media space that are expecting you to know all those things. I still don't know all those things. Do with that what you will. But what happened then is every year I started as the teenage Trekkie. And then when I turned 20, I kept myself as the teenage Trekkie, 18 and 19, was still teenage. When I turned 20, then I became the 20-year-old Trekkie. And then the next year I was the 21-year-old Trekkie, and 22 and 23, and et cetera, and et cetera, and et cetera. I did do a major rebrand at 25 when I moved to Japan. So then I was the 25-year-old Trekkie. And then I changed the logos and all that stuff. And then after that, then it was 26, 27, 28. 29. And then, of course, I was like, I'm 30 this year, which is wild to me. I cannot believe that. But now I'm 30. And I'm TTrekkie now, and I'm sure I'll continue with TTrekkie. When I turn 40, I don't know what I'm going to do with it. I'll have to rebrand. But that's where it came from. And I've always kind of stuck with it. Some people just say, oh, it's Trekkie. And I know, at conventions, if they say that's me, I know what they mean. I say TTrekkie, but yeah, that's where it came from. Thank you for asking. Now you know the long story. Rick Mitchell says it's Mom's birthday today. It is actually my mom's birthday today. So I don't know that she's watching stream, but my dad is watching the stream and they're probably together. So if you haven't already, I hope everyone can help me and wish my mom a happy birthday. So happy birthday, Mom. I miss you. I had a chance to see her over Thanksgiving, but happy birthday. And you will be getting something shortly in the mail. So I hope you enjoy it. But yes, TTrekkie is going to be changing a little bit. And I don't want to give too much away, so I'm going to leave it there. Tonight, after I get back from work this evening, I'm going to be making the official announcement. It is very exciting. But what you can do in the meantime, other than waiting on bated breath for this evening, is a few things. Sign up for your holiday card. Don't forget. I'm going to probably close that in the next week or so because I want to make sure that cards get out on time. Second part of that, if you live abroad and not in the United States, totally fine. Sign up for a card. Please, I will send it your way. Or if you want to do email, that's okay too. Third thing is that throughout the last 2-3 weeks, I have been posting some stuff to get ready for this announcement. So if you want to go back and check what I've been posting, and maybe it'll give you some hints, maybe it won't give you some hints, I don't know, who knows. If you want to go back and take a look at that, you're totally welcome to. Let's see, Ramona the Nerd says, international time zones will have me miss the announcement, but I look forward to finding out whatever it is tomorrow. That's totally fine. By the time I get home and get all that grooving, I don't know what time it's going to be, but when you work full time, you just have to factor content creation into the mix of whenever you can get that working. So if you have not been following and this is your first time seeing me on social media, there's totally no pressure, but if you would like, I do exist on a variety of social media platforms. I have some more friends. I heard you on Trek Geeks with Bill and Dan. Do you have your own podcast? Hi, Keith. Well, thank you for making that post. I'm currently not running my own podcast. I have guested on a variety of different Star Trek podcasts, including Trek Geeks, which I consider Bill and Dan to be huge mentors to me in this Star Trek space. I cannot thank them enough for all that they've done for me and all that they've helped me with over the years. If you haven't checked out Trek Geeks, please do. They're awesome. Subsonic Man 768 says, welcome back. Thanks for dropping in. I know you're probably catching the last part of this, but I do exist on a variety of platforms. So if you are interested, I do have a Twitch channel. That's TTrekkie. I do have whatever, Twitter, blah. Also at TTrekkie, Facebook, TTrekkie, YouTube, TTrekkie, Instagram, TTrekkie. There's a variety of them. TikTok, I'm on there as TTrekkie. So if you want to follow me in those variety of spaces, please feel free to do so. No pressure. And it's funny because my brain automatically goes to like the generic YouTuber, like, subscribe, smash that like button, comment, all of those things, right? That is not what I'm saying. Do what you will, follow if you like. If not, I hope you find the content you're looking for. But yes, I will end with that. I will see you all tonight. I will make another live. It will be another live broadcast, just because I'm sure there will be questions and I hope I can answer them as best as possible. But probably tonight, I would say probably around 7:30 or 8 o'clock Central is when that's going to be. Like I said, I work full time. I don't exactly know when I'm going to get home, but that's when that's going to happen. I'm really excited. I've been doing this content creation on and off for a really long time. I've said a million times, and I hope you can all, forgive me in a way, because there's been lots of times where I have said, I'm going to rebrand, or, we're going to do Talk Tuesday so much more often, or, I am going to do a podcast, or I'm going to do this YouTube series, or all these things. And that hasn't always worked out. And I'll be honest in that I take responsibility for that. And I know how you guys have been looking forward to that stuff. And I do feel bad that over the years, I haven't always been able to deliver on those things. Life gets busy, life gets crazy, things happen. I don't know that I'm going to go into anything further than that. But what I can say is I have appreciated so much over the years, all the support that everyone has given me, and the understanding too of like, it's okay to have big ideas and big dreams. And if that doesn't happen right now, that's okay. You know, if you need to take a little bit more time, or if you're too busy right now to make that happen, or something crazy happened in your life that now that's, you know, you got to put it on hold, y'all get it. And I appreciate that, because I do have big dreams and big ideas. And sometimes my brain and my oh, I can make this work moves faster than my feasibility with being always able to make that happen. But tonight, probably around 7:30 or 8 o'clock Central, there is going to be a special announcement. So I hope that you guys will be able to come back and watch. If not, I'm sure the recording of this will be up on the channels. So very excited. I will see all of you, hopefully, tonight. And with that, live long and prosper, and trek